Hello and greetings, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. I hope all is going well. I hope all is well. This is a wonderful day to be alive. First of all, I want to give a shout out to those of you out in Texas and those of you experiencing some difficult weather. Let you know I'm praying for you. Hang in there, stick with it, and hopefully things will get better. I know there's been a whole bunch of power being out in various places. I want to let you know that I am praying for you, and also want to give a shout out to our soldiers, our men and women serving abroad. I'm also thinking about you today, so just want to give a shout out to you as well. Hey, listen, today it is a great opportunity for us to learn something. I believe, in life, one of the great things that we can do is learn. My goal is each day I want to learn something that I didn't know yesterday. So if I can continue to learn, I'll continue to grow. If I continue to grow, I can be more effective. And when I'm effective, I'm able to be a help to others that's in need of my service. So I am so elated that I'm able to come to you and do what I love. I love encouraging people. I love inspiring people. I love motivating people. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. And I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity to do it. Mississippi is shut down. Shout out to Mississippi, my home state. Praying for you as well, everybody. Just hang in there. I know it's tough. This weather is it can be funny and it can cause some serious discomfort. But you will get through this like you've gotten through everything else. I am convinced of that. So I am so excited to come to you on this evening. Wherever you are, I want you to know that no matter what it looks like at this current moment, things can and it will get better. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to hold on to that. I want you to hang your hat on that idea that things can and will get better. But tonight, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about something that I believe is important. It is something that each and every one of us deal with. Each and every one of us has dealt with. It is something that none of us can escape. It's not something that is, that we are immune to. And I'm going to talk to you tonight from the subject overcoming discouragement. Overcoming discouragement. Now, let's be honest. At some point in time, each and every one of us has had to deal with discouragement. It doesn't matter who you are. We all have had to deal with it. We've, on some level, some worse than others, but the reality is we all have been there. We know what it feels like. We know how it causes us to feel. And the reality is discouragement is something that is a part of life, something that we experience. Don't want to experience it, but it's the reality of life. It is something that we all deal with. Some people deal with it more than others. But it doesn't really matter. The bottom line is we all deal with it. So discouragement, what is discouragement? Discouragement is the loss of confidence and enthusiasm. It is when what I call your zest is gone. It is what I describe as your spirit being broken. It is when something has happened and it has caused you to lose your zeal, your fervor, your drive, your motivation, your enthusiasm. It has literally rendered you to a place where you are paralyzed and you don't move and you don't progress and you don't do those things that you used to do. You lose something. You lose a step. You lose your fervor. You lose that zeal. The reality is discouragement is a very real thing. It is not something that we should overlook. It's not something that we should just gloss over. The reality, it is something that we deal with and is something that is a part of life. And unless we learn how to navigate, we won't learn how to overcome. It would be great if I could tell you that you will never experience a moment of discouragement. It would be wonderful if I could tell you that from this moment on, everything is going to be shining, glistering, wonderful, and you'll never have a dark moment in your life. But the reality is that would be a lie. There are things that happens and it causes us to be discouraged. It causes us to lose that momentum, to lose that zeal, to lose that zest for life. And we have to learn how to navigate through it. Now, listen, I'm not telling you something that I myself hadn't experienced. The reality is, I know what discouragement feels like. I know how it feels to be down, and I know what it feels to feel like, oh my gosh, is it ever going to get any better? But the reason why I'm telling you and sharing this with you is because I've been there, but I've also gotten through it. I've learned how to overcome and navigate, so I can share some things with you that perhaps that you can apply to your life that will help you get through whatever it is that you're going through. So discouragement is not something that we should mock at. We should not turn a blind eye to. The reality is, it is a very real thing that people deal with, and some deal with it more often than not. But the reality is, we deal with it. But there is good news. The reality that is, we can overcome it. We can get through it. We can rise above it. No matter who you are, no matter where you are right now, if you're dealing with some discouragement from whatever, because of whatever, you can overcome it. And I'm going to share some things with you that perhaps will inspire you and encourage you to move forward so that you will be better than you've ever been before. So, as I stated, discouragement is the loss of confidence or an enthusiasm. It's something that happens to be broken in your spirit. Now, the question arises, well, who is susceptible to discouragement? Well, that's a simple question. That's a simple question, but the answer is even more simple than that. Everyone. Everybody is prone to being discouraged. Being discouraged is not something that is for the weak. It's not something that is for the timid. It's not something that only happens to people that don't believe in God, or people that don't go to church, or people or that's not doing a good thing. It can happen to everyone. Anybody can experience discouragement. I have been in moments and seasons of my own life where I have been on the good road. Things are happening good. Things are going good. I'm doing great things. Things are happening. And then all of a sudden, bam, something pops out of nowhere, and it distracts me. And then it brings me into a place of discouragement. And I have to claw my way out of it, pray my way out of it, fight my way out of it, and get to the place where I need to be. So listen, no one is immune from being discouraged. Discouragement is something that can affect each and every individual, no matter how much money you have, no matter how big your house is, no matter what kind of car you drive, or what type of clothes you wear, or how expensive per ounce your perfume or cologne is. The bottom line is, everybody can experience discouragement. So do not think for one moment that discouragement is only reserved for the weak. That's not the case. The reality is, everybody can go through it, and people deal with it from every economic level, every background, no matter what side of the track you live on or where you're from, you can be discouraged. But the reality is, no matter what we deal with in life, we have the ability to overcome it, and we can rise above it. And that's the wonderful thing that I want to share with you, is that you can overcome and you will rise above it. Because if I did, you can too. So now, what causes discouragement? What causes an individual to lose that momentum and that enthusiasm and that drive and that motivation? What happens in a person's life that triggers that? Well, let me share with you some points that I believe, some things that I believe that causes us to be discouraged, or that can cause you to be discouraged. First thing I want to say is that when things aren't going your way or working out as you've planned. Now, we've all been there when we said, man, I thought that this would be happening. I thought this would have taken place. I thought I would be further along right now. And all of a sudden you look and things are not happening. Things are not working out. That can cause you to be discouraged. That's the reality. That can cause you to feel some type of way. That can cause you to lose that enthusiasm, that momentum, that motivation, that drive. When you start looking at your life and you start thinking like, wow, I thought I would have achieved a little bit more than I've achieved so far. And that in itself can create a level of discouragement. And so the reality is that when things aren't happening the way that you thought or think they should happen, or in the time frame in which you think they should happen, that can create a level of discouragement. And you have to learn how to do this. You got to learn, if it's not working right now, it doesn't mean it's not going to work out at another time. So please do not allow what's not working right now to affect your emotions and cause you to be down on yourself because you're thinking that it's never going to improve and it's never going to get any better. I'm telling you right now, it can and it will get better. You have to stay in the fight. You got to stay focused. You got to keep pushing, and you got to keep on driving ahead and watch some great and amazing things happen for you, because you understand that just because it's not working out now, don't mean it won't work out later. Maybe right now is not the time. In fact, I'll go a little bit further. Maybe right now you're not ready for it, but in time and due season, it will happen in your life. So sometimes when things don't happen, it causes discouragement. When we think things should happen at a certain time and it doesn't happen, that creates discouragement. Another thing that creates discouragement is negativity. Listen, I think everybody should adopt this. I have made a vow in my vow in my life that I'm not going to allow negativity to affect me. I don't want to be around negativity. I don't want to be around negative talk. I don't want to be around negative people. I don't want to be around negative situations. If there's something going on, deal with it, keep on moving. But negativity can bring you down. Negativity can affect your drive and your motivation. Another thing I want to tie right there into negativity is people. People can discourage you. If you're around the wrong people and all they want to do is bring up this, that, and the other, and things that, you know, you should be doing, things that you're not doing, and all they do is focus on the bad, the worst, and all that, that in itself can bring you down. And so you have to be mindful that, hey, and when you're in a season, let me break it down to you like this. When you're in a place in your life and you're really wanting to move forward and you really want to go to the next level, you have to be so careful who you surround yourself with. Everybody that is in your life is not meant to be in your circle at a certain time frame, because if they're not there to speak life, to speak hope, to encourage you, and to push you forward, they're going to pull you back. They're going to speak death. They're going to speak negativity. And they're going to be one of the reasons why you get down on yourself and you start feeling discouraged. So people can discourage you if you allow them to. Now, I want to tell you this right here. Don't ever give anybody the type of power where they can control your emotions. Let me say it again, and let me say it this way. Don't ever give people the type of power where they can affect your emotions based upon what they do or they don't do, what they say or what they don't say. Do not give people that kind of power in your life. You have to be so careful that who you have in your life, that you say, hey, listen, if you're not here to help, if you're not here to be a blessing, if you're not here to push me forward, if you're not here to be positive, it might be time for you to walk away. Or in fact, don't let them walk away. You turn around, you walk away, save yourself some trouble and some pain, because I'm telling you, people can have a negative impact on your emotions. And when it comes to discouragement, I have seen in my lifetime, many people have allowed others to bring them down rather than having the right people in their life to push them up. Now, listen, to whom much is given, much is required. If you want the same thing, you have to be that type of person as well. If you want someone to encourage you, you be that encouragement too. If you want someone to push you forward, you push other people forward as well. That's the way this thing works in life. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if you want somebody to do you good, do them right, do them good as well. And I'm telling you, when we do this in life, it makes the world a much better place. So I want to encourage you as you are going through life. And if you ever feel like discouragement is setting in, I want you to analyze real quick who's around you. What are they doing? What are they saying? Have I allowed them to speak death into my ears? Have I allowed them to speak so much negativity that it has now had a negative effect upon my life? You have to be mindful who you have around you when you're trying to go higher. I'm not saying that you got to try to be better than anybody, because we're not better than nobody. But I'll tell you this here, when you're trying to move forward and accomplish some things, you have to be careful who you allow to speak into your life, because the wrong word at the right time can have a negative impact upon your life, and they can hinder you greatly if you allow it. So people can be a source of discouragement. Now, I want to throw this one at you real quick here, because this here, when this one came to me, I thought this was good. Waiting can be discouraging. Waiting. That's right. I said waiting. When you are in a place where you are waiting for something to happen, for you spiritual folks and for the church folks, you've been praying and you've been believing God for something to happen, and it hadn't happened yet. That can create a level of discouragement. Waiting requires patience. which means you have faith that something is going to happen. And when you begin to look at what's not happening rather than what is happening, and then you start focusing on waiting rather than understanding that this waiting process is preparing you for something greater, not just for you, but something in you. So understand that waiting sometimes can be discouraging when you're waiting for something to happen, when you're waiting for something to take place, when you're waiting for that right moment, for that breakthrough to come, for that finances to come, for that job to come. When you're waiting and then it doesn't happen in the specified time frame in which you think it should happen or ought to happen, then that can create a level of discouragement. But you have to understand something. Sometimes what you want when you want it is not necessarily the best thing for you. You have to learn how to understand that God knows best, and his timing is much better than our time. I've learned that in my life, and I have accepted that in my life. And you know what? I'm good with that. And I pray and I hope that you will be good with that as well, because the reality is, just because it doesn't happen right now, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So sometimes waiting can be a source of discouragement. Let me move on, because I only got a few minutes here that I wanted to share. Stop by on your Tuesday evening and share this with you. So now this is another thing that can create a level of discouragement. And I want you to be honest with yourself on this one here. The progress of others in comparison to where you want to be. So when you compare yourself to other people, and you look at Jimmy, and Jimmy has a job and he's making, $150,000 a year. And then you look at Johnny. Johnny has a job. He's making $500,000 a year. And then you look at Sally. Sally has a job. She's making $3 million a year. And then you start looking at your life and you start comparing yourself. Then if you allow that, if you do that, that can be a source of discouragement and can have a negative impact on your emotions and how you see yourself and what you will be able to do in advancing and moving towards the fulfillment of what you desire. So you got to understand, don't ever look at where somebody else is and compare it to where you are. Because first of all, your story is not their story, and their story is not yours. Your struggle is not theirs, and their struggle is not yours. So please be appreciative where you are, what you have, what you're making, at the same time having that drive and motivation to go higher and to push forward and do greater things. So do not allow looking at other people and comparing yourself to them. Because if you do, that can be a great source of discouragement that can affect that. I'm telling you, it will have a negative impact upon your life, and it will hinder you from being able to move forward, and it will hinder you from doing greater things if you compare yourself to other people and if you continue to look at them. I often say people, we make the mistake of we focus on what we don't have rather than being appreciative and thankful for what we do have. We make that mistake so often that we look at, I don't have this, I don't have it. But think about what you do have. Think about all the wonderful things that you do possess. Think about the peace of mind that you have. Think about you have a roof over your head. You have clothes on your back. You have food to eat. You have a car that can get you from point A to point B. Think about those things. Think about those moments. Don't just simply focus on what's not happening. Focus on what is happening. And when you do that, you learn how to be more appreciative, and you learn how to be encouraged opposed to being discouraged. So please understand, don't allow yourself to compare yourself to other people. It's not healthy for you by no means. Another one that I want to just touch on briefly that causes discouragement, and this is life, the loss of a loved one. When you lose someone that you love, when someone dies, when someone leaves you, when the loss of a loved one on any level can create a great negative, can have a negative impact upon your emotions and cause you to be discouraged. So the loss of a loved one, whether it be death, in some cases divorce, in some cases separation, that can be discouraging. And I want to just take a moment for those of you that review this video, this show, and if you have gone through where you have lost a loved one, I want to encourage you to keep your head up. I often tell people, when you lose someone that you love, you'll never be able to replace them. And the objective is to never try to replace them. You never will. Only thing you can do is try to carry out some level of legacy that they left behind, something that they did that you appreciated. Try to carry that, try to apply that to your life and help and allow that to help make you a better person. You never replace the ones that you love, but all you can do is thank God for the moments, the times that you had with them. So if you lost a loved one, I want to encourage you with that. Is no one can tell you when you should be over it. No one can tell you that, hey, it's been this many years and you should be better now. No one has the right nor the power to tell you that. Everyone reacts to things differently. And the reality of life is when you lose a loved one, it can have a negative impact upon you and it can cause you to be discouraged. That is just the way it is. And nobody can dance around that. But I do want you to be encouraged. You will work it through this. You will get through it. You will. I promise you. I've been through it. I know what it feels like. And if I can make it, you can make it too. All right, Gary, that's all great and that's wonderful. You told me what discouragement is. You told me who discouragement can affect. You told me all of that. That's wonderful. You said all of that. Now, you even told me what causes discouragement. But now I want to move to the next level. I want to talk about how discouragement can affect you. First of all, discouragement, it can diminish your faith. It can hinder your ability to believe past what you see. When you're discouraged, and if you stay in that for too long, it will have a negative impact upon your ability to trust and believe past your temporary situation. Understand what I just said, your temporary situation. Discouragement tries to cripple your faith. It tries to rob you of having the ability to believe past what you see. So you have to press past all of that and say, listen, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling this type of way, but I'm going to press through because my faith is at stake. So keep on pressing forward because listen, I often tell people I tell people this, you can lose a lot of things in life, and we have, but never lose your faith, because your faith is what causes you to get up the next day and say, hey, this day will be better than yesterday. It's something about faith, how it can just motivate you and drive you and cause you to just say, listen, I know what it looks like right now, but it will get better. That's the power of faith. You can lose a lot of things, but don't lose your faith. So now, discouragement, it can diminish your faith, but I often say it also can, listen to this right here. I love this one here. It kills your zeal. It kills your ability to be strong and have that energetic desire to move forward. Your zeal, we all need that zeal in life. If you're going to do anything, you got to be zealous. You have to have that zeal. Without zeal, we're just walking around here just like robots. You can accomplish great things if you don't have that passion for it, if you don't have that drive, that energy, that desire to accomplish and to do great things. But when you are discouraged, that discouragement robs, it kills that zeal. And all of a sudden, that which you was passionate about, you're no longer passionate about it. That which you was driven, that purpose that you were so driven about, you're no longer driven by it any longer. And so discouragement has a negative impact upon your ability to progress with the same level of zeal and zest for life, thereby causing you to sit in a place of stupor without any progress. So discouragement can be dangerous. Let me say it this way. Discouragement today can be dangerous till your tomorrow. So if I'm discouraged today, and if I allow it to continue, it can affect me from doing something tomorrow that can even have a greater impact upon my future. So you got to understand that what you're going through today is not just about your today. It is about your tomorrow. It's about your next week, your next season, your next level. So as you go through, but don't give up. Don't lose heart. Don't lose faith. So not only does it kills your zeal, it causes you to lose focus. It causes you to focus on other things rather than focusing on the right thing. When you're discouraged, you think about what got you there. If somebody, cuss you out and you become discouraged because of that, your thought process and your pattern is about what they said. And I can't believe they said that to me. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe I was nice to them. It begins to literally captivate your attention and your mindset, and you can no longer see past that. So you got to understand that allowing discouragement to set in, it causes you to lose your focus. And I often say, if you have a camera and the camera can't focus, everything that's projected from that camera is going to be blurry and is going to be distorted, and it's not going to project any clarity. So when you aren't focused, you're not projecting clarity. You're not projecting what you was designed to project. So therefore, I'm telling you right now, do not allow discouragement to set in to the point that it causes you to lose your focus. And you have to be focused in the time that we're living in right now and the things that we're seeing in this world. If you want to do anything, if you want to accomplish anything, if you want to be anything, you got to be so focused. You got to be so driven, and you have to be, you cannot allow distractions to come in and say, and that's another show I'm going to do about distraction. That's be later down the road, but don't allow anything to come in and cause you to lose your focus. And discouragement is one of those things that can have a negative impact upon your focus. So now, what else can discouragement do? What other ways? Well, let me tell you this here. It can cause you to quit. If you stay in discouragement for too long, it will literally cause you to want to quit, to throw in the towel. I quit. I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't want to do this no more. I can't go anymore. I can't. I'm telling you, it can have a negative impact upon your ability to keep on pressing and keep on pushing. So discouragement, it can be something that can cause you to walk away from what you was designed to walk through. Did you catch what I just said? You were designed to walk through it, to go through it, to overcome it. You wasn't designed to walk away from it or quit. It's not, being a quitter is not in you. You are a winner. It's in you. You're a winner. Every day you wake up, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm winning today. Today, I'm having a winning day. No matter what comes my way, I'm winning today. No matter what battles I face, I'm winning today. No matter what obstacles are set before me, I am winning on today. And that's the mindset you have to have going through this life in this season and the things that we're seeing right now. When I wake up in the morning, one of the things I tell myself, no matter what happens today, I'm still going to be true to myself. No matter what happens today, I'm still going to be professional. No matter what happens today, I'm going to overcome it and I'm going to win. And at the end of the day, I'll be able to look behind me briefly and say, oh, I overcame this, that, and I had a victorious day. And that's what I want you to do for your life. Win each and every day. Say that to yourself. I am a winner, no matter what. All right. Now, I told you all of that. Now, let me get you this here and I'll be done. I need to tell you ways that you can overcome discouragement. Now, these are some of the things that I have literally applied to my life that has helped me, and I'm going to share them with you. When you're going through a discouraging moment or in a discouraging time, I want you to do this. I want you to reflect on your past accomplishments and successes. Let me say that again. I want you to focus on your past accomplishments and successes. Why? Because if you got through that, you can get through this. If you accomplish that, you can accomplish this. If you did it then, you can do it now. So sometimes you have to just take a quick glance back and say, man, I remember when I was going through this. I remember when I was dealing with this. I remember when I didn't have enough this. I remember when they said this about me. I remember when this didn't happen. I remember when I prayed and it didn't work out. I remember, and then all of a sudden you said, wait a minute, I overcame all of that. And here I am now going through this. So I can be encouraged to know that same power, that same mindset, that same mentality that got me through that can get me through this. So this is why you have to hold on to your faith and your focus and don't let anything steal your fervor. You get that? Faith, focus, fervor. Apply those things and watch you overcome the things that are thrown against you in this life. So I want you to reflect on your past accomplishments and successes. If you did it then, you can do it now. Number two, I want you to talk to someone trustworthy. If need be, if you get to the point where you say, you know what, I just need to talk to someone. I need someone. Don't be afraid. And I want to talk to my brothers real quick. Pull over here, brothers. Ladies, don't even listen to this. This is for my brothers. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. It's okay. It's okay to bend an ear and say, hey, brother, I just need someone to holler at real quick. This is what I'm dealing with. Because when you find that trustworthy person that you can speak to and share, and then they speak into your life and they can speak a level of wisdom and insight that you did not have, it can be such a great help for you. So I want you to get that into your heart. Find someone that you can talk to that's trustworthy. That's the caveat. That's trustworthy. You can't just talk to everybody, but someone that you trust and you know they won't take your information and use it against you, but they'll actually use it and help empower you so that you can overcome it and get through it so that you can be the best you that you can be, that you've ever been. And that's the whole objective of having somebody in your life that you can speak to, because I'm telling you, silence sometimes can be deadly. And we are sometimes trained in our mind when we're going through something, we isolate ourselves. And isolation, I often say, is a setup for destruction. It's a trick. And you have to learn how, when you're going through, find somebody that you can talk to that's trustworthy, that can speak into your life words of encouragement. That's why I named this show the way that I named it, A Word of Encouragement, because we never know when and where and what people are going through. But if we just have a word where we can share with them, maybe we can save somebody from doing something disastrous. So talk to someone trustworthy. Number three, I want you to learn how to pray. I don't know what your faith level, if you believe or not, I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's times when I have just prayed and I just talk to God like I'm talking to you right now. I don't use no King James language, no Greek, no Hebrew, no Latin. I just speak. This is how I'm feeling. God, I need you to send somebody, show me something, teach me, help me, and I just have a conversation. Learn how to pray, okay, when you're discouraged. Don't stop praying. Number four, I want you to stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't do it. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You are the best you that's walking the face of this earth. There's nobody that can beat you at being you. There's nobody that can outdo you at being you. You are an original. Whatever your name is, whoever you are, wherever you live right now, you are the best you. There'll never be another you walking the face of this earth. And that's something that you have to get into your heart. Do not compare. Stop comparing yourself to other people. When you get discouraged, apply this. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Because when you compare yourself to other people, what you're doing, you're inviting and opening a door for discouragement. So no more comparison. Last thing I want to share with you on how to overcome discouragement. Believe you can. Believe you can. Believe you can overcome it. Believe that you can be the best you. Believe that you can do what you're trying to do. Believe that you can get over what you're dealing with. Believe that you can rise above the situation and be better. You got to believe you can. Don't ever allow anybody. In fact, I already told you, repeat after me, say, I'm a winner. I want you to repeat after this. I believe I can. I believe I can. Those are 2 t-shirts I might need to get made. I'm a winner and I believe I can. I think I will get some made. I believe I can and I am a winner. You have to remember those things. And if you can just simply apply those things to your life when you're going through discouragement and when you're feeling your zeal and your zest for life has been decreased and you don't have that same drive, you don't have the same motivation, you don't have the same passion, because of something that happened outside of your control, because of what somebody else has done, because something that someone has said, because you don't have enough of this and you feel that you should be a little bit further on in life and you're still here and this or whatever it is. I want you today, where you are, whatever time zone you are, I want you to say and make a declaration that as I'm dealing with discouragement, I'm going to believe I can rise above it. And I'm going to be the best me that I can be. I'm going to learn whatever lessons I need to learn. but at the same time, I'm going to rise and I'm going to be the best that I've ever been. And when I come out of this, I'm going to do what I've never done before. Thank you so much. Discouragement is a real issue. It's real, people. No matter who you are, no matter how saved you are, if you're spiritual, you go to church every Sunday, you go to church once a month, you don't go at all. Discouragement is something that sets in. Doesn't matter if you're a pastor, doesn't matter if you're a businessman, if you're an executive of a Fortune 500 company, the bottom line is discouragement can set in, and it happens. But oftentimes we don't talk about it. We gloss over it. We look the other way. The reality is we need to talk about it. And when someone is down and they're filling out, we need to lend a helping hand to pull them up and let them know they can make it, that they can rise, and they don't have to stay down. Nothing wrong with being down. Just don't stay down. Did you get that? Nothing wrong with being down. Just don't stay down. I want to personally thank you from my heart for taking the moment out of your busy schedule, your busy day, your busy evening, wherever you are, and watching this video, because I'm hoping that something that I said will provoke you to go to another level, to encourage you in the midst of what you may be going through or how you may be feeling. Listen, we've all been there. You're not alone. You're not alone. We all go through things. Some things we have invited, some things we didn't invite. Some things was unprovoked trials, but we go through them. But I tell you what, you can overcome it and you can get through it. So be encouraged, my brother, my sister, whoever you are, no matter what color you are, no matter how much money you got, no matter where you live, be encouraged, because you can rise above and you can overcome. I want you to do me a favor. If you hadn't already, go check out my website, GaryLAdams.life. Take a moment, journey over there, GaryLAdams.life. Check out the information. If you haven't gone on my YouTube, please go on my YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram at Gary L. Adams. Take a moment. If you are in need of any type of services, I've just officially launched my new venture, my new passion. It's called Impact Life Strategic Services. If you need any type of help of coaching, life, or business, please, you can go on impactlife.life. Let me say that one more time, impactlife.life. You can go and punch in that website. You can go there and check out what I'm doing. I'm telling you, I'm doing some great things. I'm stepping up my game to another level. I often said, I told everybody 2020, I know what 2020 was, and I know many people was broken and discouraged in 2020. And I said, I'm going to get myself ready, because when we come out of 2020, I'm going to apply some things that I've learned, and I'm going to go to the next level. I'm so excited to share with you the things I got coming. I got podcasts. You can go on Spotify. You can look me up at Gary L. Adams. Look at my, listen to some shows I have on there. YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Also go to my website. It's right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, GaryLAdams.life. Also, you can go to impactlife.life. So I have some great information on there. Share with you. Please share this video. If this did something for you, think what it can do for someone else. So please take a moment, share this video on your timeline, and help me get this word out. Because at the end of the day, it's all about us being our best, but at the same time, us helping others to be their best. Well, thank you so much. Have a victorious week. Keep on winning. Keep on smiling. If you're down, don't stay down. Keep your head up, put a smile on your face, and keep on pushing forward. God bless you, and keep on winning.